Okay guys, hello and welcome to this week's video. We got a new mic, there's so much to update you guys on. Well, one, I am still sick. We're going on 2 weeks now with what we initially thought was strep throat, and now I'm not sure. I went to the ER, you can kind of see the bruise from my IV. They didn't find anything. I have an appointment with a specialist tomorrow. I've been trying to go to work, but I felt so much like crap that I got sent home on my last 2 shifts, and it's just getting to the point where I'm so frustrated because we all get sick, but I've been sick for 2 weeks. I felt like shit for 2 weeks, and I'm getting to the point where being at home is driving me stir crazy. I actually feel like I'm going insane. So every day I'm finding something new to clean or organize or read, or I'm doing schoolwork, but I want to be able to leave the house. I want to feel 100% again, and I'm getting really irritated. But I'm trying to remain positive. Tomorrow I have my appointment with an otolaryngologist, and hopefully we can look at getting my tonsils out, and maybe that will solve some of the problems I'm having and the discomfort I'm experiencing. But for now, it's me and my garlic peppermint tea against the world. Shout out to and cheers to my little sister who is in choir and gave me this absolute potion to try because it tastes disgusting, but I do feel a little bit more comfortable. My throat doesn't hurt as bad anymore. We have a new filming setup from last week. I got a desk, and I got a little tripod, and I have the comfiest chair in the frickin' world. It's one of those big crisscross chairs. I'll put a picture up here. A girl that I follow on TikTok posted a video with it, and it was on sale, and I was like, that needs to be my desk chair. So she is my desk chair. I'm in love with her, and I'm never frickin' leaving it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this week's book and our stats. So, my stats for this week are going to be as much of a surprise to me as they are to you when I'm editing because I forgot to look at them before I pressed record. So I'm just going to put my screen time right here, and I can't react appropriately yet because I don't know if I'm embarrassed or not. I think I probably am because I've been sick, so I haven't been at work, so I've definitely been on my phone more, but I'm giving myself a pass because I'm sick and I've been on my phone more. This week's book that we finished was Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, and I have so many thoughts and opinions, I'm not even sure where to start. It was, oh my gosh, this was a 6-star read for me. So far, I've not had a V.E. Schwab book that wasn't a 6-star read. Her writing is just, it's got everything that I love. It's witty, it's feminist, it challenges societal norms, and her characters are always so complex. You cannot read a book and be like, well, so-and-so is bad, or so-and-so is good, or even if there is somebody that's definitely evil, they're the antagonist, they're bad, you can understand how they got started and where they're coming from, and that's, it's not completely in their control, and that they are a product of the world around them. Which I think is so important and so beautiful, especially when you're writing about women. So, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil follows 3 women among 3 different timelines, starting all the way back in, I want to say, the 1400s, and with the most recent timeline being 2019. And these 3 women are all products of their time periods and what has happened to them, and they're all vampires. And we start with this girl Maria's point of view, and then we flip all the way forward to 2019 to Alice. And about halfway through the book, we finally get a third POV that connects the two, and you start to understand how everything's going to come together. And it is just a beautiful story about love, betrayal, abuse, and hunger. And I just, I don't feel like I have words to do this book justice because it was just so phenomenal. I ended up staying up until 2 in the morning one night to finish it because I was just so sucked in. I got to the halfway mark and I was like, I have to understand. I have to know what's going on. It is, I want to say it's the best book I've read this year, but it's hard to call anything the best because I read such vastly different books. So I don't feel like I can accurately put this beside some of the books that I've read this year, but it is definitely up there. If I had to choose, I can't really say top 5 because I've already read 6 books this year, but this is in the top. This is so in the top, and I am so excited to continue to read V.E. Schwab's work, and I need her to come out with more books expeditiously. and she's just inspired me so much as a writer too. I'm going to pop some of my favorite quotes up around me while I continue to yap about other things because I don't want this video to be over yet. I just don't feel like I really have anything else to say about Bury Our Bones because I don't want to be too spoilery. But if you're going to pick up anything by V.E. Schwab, I would recommend this book. This book, or The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which was the first book of hers that I ever read. And it was gifted to me for my birthday by a teacher at high school. And it changed my life. And I'm so grateful every day. And I cannot believe it took me so long to read this. Because I bought this book on release day last summer. And I only just read it. But that's besides the point. Outside of books, I did do some other reading this week. So for my American Lit class, we read 3 short stories. We read The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Gilman Perkins, Desiree's Baby by Kate Chopin, and A New England Nun. I cannot remember who wrote A New England Nun, but they were all fascinating stories about women and the lives that women have lived in the Gilded Age of America, where they were really forced even more so into the domestic sphere and kind of erased from society and day-to-day life. All heartbreaking, all beautiful, and all really made me think. And I've read The Yellow Wallpaper before, but Desiree's Baby and A New England Nun were completely new to me, and I loved them both. I thought the assignments that we were given were really, really interesting. There's just so much. I'm loving this professor because my other professor has only given us things to read by old white men, which is like the bane of my existence. But she has given us such a wide cast of authors so far, and we're only 2 weeks in. I'm really excited to do some of the reading for this week, which is what I'm going to do as soon as I finish filming this video. For our final paper in her class, we have to examine a work of literature as if it was a artifact, almost like a cultural artifact. And I submitted my proposal to her. I heard back from her. So I am going to be reading Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God. I'm about 35 pages in already, and it's really interesting. I'm loving the book. I love the way that Zora Neale Hurston writes. And I'm just really excited to examine this because my take is pretty much going to be examining the roles that black art are expected to uphold in 1930s America, because there was a lot of debates between Zora Neale Hurston and an activist by the last name of Wright, I can't remember his full name, who felt as if black art had to depict all of the struggles and the horrors of being a black American in the 1930s, whereas Zora Neale Hurston wrote about black joy and how black art does not have to be a medium for pain and suffering. It can be about joy, and it can be about being a person. And I'm really excited to read this. I'm excited to write the paper, and I'm excited to share it with you guys, what I've done. Now for my postmodern fiction class, we are reading If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by Italo Calvino. I just finished chapter 4, so I'm about halfway through-ish, and it is so interesting so far. Like, the entire book is kind of told in these fragments where half the chapter is told in second person, so it's you, like you're a self-insert into the novel. And then the second part is the book that this version of you is reading at the moment. And they keep getting interrupted. Like, something keeps causing, like, for example, in the first chapter, the book was bound incorrectly. So it was a section of a different book that continued, and they went and bought the OG book because they were like, oh, that's the story I wanted to read. And then it ended up not being that book. And for some reason, it also got cut off. And it's just like you're following yourself as you meet this girl, and you guys are on this adventure to try and finish a freaking story because these stories keep getting cut off. It's really interesting. I love the way that Calvino paints reading, the way that he talks about it as like a ritualistic practice and how it's like nourishing for your mind. And I like it a lot more than the Kurt Vonnegut book that we finished last week for that class, though I do still wish that there was a bit of diversity in what we were reading. I'm very interested in the books he's picked. I just wish that there's so many authors out there that he could have picked from. So it would have been nice to get somebody who's not a old white straight man. But I digress. I'm really, really enjoying my classwork right now, and I'm really looking forward to next semester's classes. Now, I guess we could kind of yap about my writing. I honestly don't think I sat down to edit my book once this week just because I felt so much like crap. So I'd get home from work and all the energy I had went into finishing my schoolwork and then absolutely dying either on that couch right there or downstairs in my bedroom right below me. This week, my goal is to edit at least one chapter. I'm losing my mind little by little because I want to get to a point where like I've edited and I'm ready for beta readers and all this stuff, but I know there's so far to go. Editing is by far my least favorite part of writing. I love drafting. Drafting can be a bit tedious and it can be not tedious. Drafting is hard, don't get me wrong, but it's just so much more, it goes so much smoother and it feels more exciting and creative, whereas editing feels more tedious and like critiquing my work. And I like to critique my work, but it takes forever when it's a 75,000 word novel. And every chapter is taking me upwards of an hour to edit. So, but hopefully after this, I'll at least be ready for one of my friends to read it, and then I can get their feedback and then edit again, and then give it out to beta readers. That is the goal. In the meantime, I am writing, I'm still working on my lit fic novels. I've plotted out this series that I'm really excited to write, and I want to start writing that soon, but I don't know if I should start until I'm done editing or what. I feel like I have to be editing and drafting at the same time. That way I can still use that creative part of my brain more, because I'm going to lose my mind if I pinhole myself into just editing right now. But yeah, those are all the updates I have for you guys at the moment. Thank you so much for watching. Like always, if you want to see more of me, check me out on TikTok or Substack. I post on TikTok almost every day, and I try to post on Substack once a week, but it's a bit touch and go. Hopefully, this time next week, I will have an update for you on my throat, and maybe I'll even be able to get my tonsils out. And then we can be back to regularly scheduled programs of doing everything I want to do and not being stuck inside and losing my mind. So, thank you again for watching. Have a great day, and let me know what book you guys read last week.